WPKY, and let's welcome some studio guests this morning. I have Sarah Jane Jones and Lisa Shaffer in studio, and we're going to be talking about Marketplace. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
How are you?
We're doing good this morning. Doing great.
Now talk into those microphones for me. Just lean in. Don't be shy. It's nice to see you.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
All right. Well, let's talk for a minute about Marketplace. This is a kind of an ecumenical learning experience for kids here in town. It's been going on for several years and kind of organized by Ogden Methodist Church, but everybody seems to come together and help out. It's held at St. Paul Catholic Church. Tell us a little bit about what's going to happen. It starts tomorrow. You guys are kind of setting up today. Tell us about what the kids will experience out there for Marketplace.
Well, this year is Marketplace Behold Jesus is Coming, and the focus of the curriculum this year is on the book of Revelation and preparing the kids that Jesus is going to come again. Marketplace is an experiential Bible learning curriculum, and it's set up on a 7-year rotation beginning in Genesis, and then we work our way through the Bible ending in Revelation. And so this is year G, and next year we will rotate back to year A. And this is the 26th year for Marketplace.
26th year. Now, has Ogden always kind of been the lead organizer of this, or is this something that has happened? Do you all know?
I think it started, but we have several different churches that it's a group. I don't know what the word is I'm looking for, but we also have Central Presbyterian that's involved, Rock Springs United Methodist, First Christian. St. Paul's, of course, provide the grounds and the facility, and we thank them for that. Trying to think if there's anyone else that I'm leaving out.
I think that's the.
This is all outside as well, isn't it? On the grounds, and they have a lovely grounds out there for you to set these stations up. Tell us a little bit about the stations and maybe some of the things that the kids are going to learn.
Sure. We have the kids divided into what we call tribes to kind of help simulate how it was back in Bible days. And so each of the children are broken into a tribe, and then they stay with that tribe throughout the day, and that becomes sort of their Marketplace family. And then they travel to the Marketplace where there are booths set up where they're actually going to be making a book this year about becoming an overcomer and how to overcome the sin of the world and to follow Jesus even in the trials of the day. And at each of the booths, they will be learning about different things that we're guaranteed if you're a believer in Christ in the book of Revelation, such as eating from the tree of life when we get to heaven. They will also be making some tambourines and some worship hoops. They will be making headbands that have the ichthus on them. And so lots of different crafts and activities at the Marketplace. Then we also have a worship session, which is all directed at praise music to the Lord. And we also have what we call a witness message every day where the children will be learning from a witness about different parts of the book of Revelation.
Nice. Now, it takes a lot of folks to get this event together, doesn't it?
Lots and lots of folks. We have a lot of wonderful volunteers.
Yes, and anyone in any church that would like to, jump in on us, help next year, we welcome.
Right.
I mean, that would be great. It takes probably 70 to 75 volunteers when you count everybody.
Wow.
It's a lot.
So how many tribes do you have this year? Do you know offhand?
We have 10 tribes and then a middle school tribe as well.
Wow.
So 11 total.
And they rotate throughout the day and throughout the days to come in all these stations. So you got 3 days worth. So, they'll be busy.
Very busy. The children love it. They're energetic, and they like being outside and having the liberty and freedom to sometimes run about a bit.
Right.
But then we come together and enjoy the nature of the Catholic Church grounds and being outside amongst all of God's creation.
And they have some really nice shade areas there as well for you to set these stations up. So it is a nice grounds for that kind of environment. Now, what time does the day start for these kids, and then what time does it end?
The day starts at 9 a.m.
Okay.
and then we go throughout the day until 2.
Okay.
And then they go home and start the next morning at 9 a.m. again. So it's almost an all day.
And this starts tomorrow.
It starts tomorrow.
The 23rd, and it'll run 3 days. What happens? I know you're outside. I know there's forecast for rain. Will you take it inside to the school, or how will that work if it rains?
Well, we try to keep as much outdoors as we can. Sometimes we have to use the basement of the educational building to bring the children inside if it gets to where it's unruly. But most of the time we just continue
Tough
right
it out.
on, and the children really don't mind playing in the rain, and so
That's fun.
yeah, it just makes a.
And everything's set up out there anyway.
It is. Everything's set up, and each of the different booths has a tent around it anyway. So when the children are under the tent making the craft, they are, protected from the sun or rain.
Awesome. So you have 10 tribes, so that's how many, and about 9 kids. So you have over 100 kids, I guess, roughly.
We have 98 this
98.
year.
Oh, wow. What a good group. Is that about average for the size that you have?
It has been the last couple years.
Okay. Well,
I
wonderful.
Last year we had 100, so it's about the same.
All right. Is there anything else that the public needs to know about Marketplace? And I know, like I said, I know it is a tremendous effort, and you all work really hard, not only just immediately before the event, but you pretty much once you end Marketplace, you're sort of starting all over, I guess. At least you have, like you said, the you know what the curriculum or what you're going to teach from year to year, but it still takes a lot of planning.
We start in January
Yeah.
actually preparing for Marketplace
Yeah.
every year. So yeah, it's a lot of work, a lot of time, and a lot of volunteers that put in a amount of their time and effort into it. And a lot of donations as well. One of the ones is the vocational school. Mr. Creekburn and his classes pre-cut the wood that is made for the carpentry booth, and we so appreciate that. They've done that for several years for us.
Wow. So tell me about you got the carpentry booth. What are some of the other booths that are there, just to kind of mention a few? Can you mention a few things, a few booths that you have there?
One of the main ones this year, they're working on the Book of Life. So a lot of the booths pertain to that
Right.
specific craft that they're going to take home. So, that's the only one I can think of, because they're pretty much all about that main
Okay.
craft.
And that is the main topic this year, the Book of Life, basically.
Yes, and the carpentry booth ties into that real nicely because the children are actually making a book stand for the book
Right.
that they're making, so they'll be able to take that home with them. So it worked
Wow.
out real nicely.
That is excellent. Well, thank you all for your efforts in Ogden Methodist Church and all the churches and volunteers that come together to make this event, because I know, again, my kids have attended, when they were of age to go to it. What are the ages of kids that you have there? You said you had a middle school, but what are the ages that are involved in Marketplace?
Entering kindergarten through 5th grade.
Okay. And
and
then
then
you have a
6th,
middle
7th, and
school.
8th. Yeah.
Wow. Well, that's wonderful. Again, thank you so much for your efforts. Thanks to Ogden Church and all the churches that have come together to put this event together, and all the volunteers, because it's a good way to kick off the end of school and to get these kids down the right path.
That's right.
So thank you much for coming in today. We
Thank you,
appreciate
Ty.
it.
We appreciate it.
Did we cover everything that you wanted to cover?
Absolutely. I
think
All-
so.
all right. You all have a wonderful day. I know you have to get back and get everything set up and ready to go for tomorrow. So
Yes, sir.
good luck with that, and thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you.
All right, appreciate it. That was Sarah Jane Jones and Lisa Shaffer. They have coordinated and gotten together and organized Marketplace with a whole bunch of folks from Ogden Methodist Church and a large group of churches and volunteers, and we appreciate that efforts. Marketplace will start tomorrow at St. Paul Catholic Church, those grounds. Lots of kids out there. If you drive by South Jefferson Street, you'll see lots of activity. Do be careful as you drive through there. Probably some extra traffic in the morning to get kids out into the area. So just remember that Marketplace is going on out that way at the Catholic Church, and just use caution as you drive your vehicle through there. It's a busy road. So thanks to those ladies and all the folks that bring Marketplace to Princeton. It's a great event.